What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Transformation Tuesday. Welcome back to another Transformation Tuesday. Super excited. Make sure you do what you're supposed to do. That's right. Tag your friends, your neighbors, your cousins, anybody that's in the program. It's time for Transformation Tuesday. While you are tagging, I want to remind you guys that we are live right now inside the group, but we're also live on our public Facebook page. So if you enjoy this episode, you actually share it on your personal page. We're also live on YouTube. If you're watching and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we go live. We do the Transformation Tuesdays in there, as well as other podcasts and things like that. So make sure you hit us up in all the spaces and all the places. We'll start right at 3 minutes after. I see y'all popping in, people popping in on the public page, saying what's up, what's going on. Rich, Stephanie, I see y'all. Sherry, Maria, people popping in. Appreciate y'all turning in to Transformation Tuesday. This is one of my favorite 8 o'clock lives, not just because it's me, because you actually get a chance to listen to other people that are on the same journey as you are and give their testimonies and give their just their stories, and their stories is your story because you are in the process as well. So tag your friends. Again, if you're watching on the public page, you can definitely share this on your personal profile, whether you're inside the group or outside of the group. All are welcome, man. We're just super excited to get this going for this Transformation Tuesday. Again, we'll start right at 8:03. I have an awesome guest. This is a couple. I actually have a couple this time, a 2-for-1 deal. You can't see it, but they're flexing in the background right now. I can see y'all, but y'all can't see it on their backstage. But we'll bring them on shortly, man. And this is a dynamic couple that just doing their thing in E2M. We want to hear their journey and their story. And like I said, we'll start right at 8:03. Also remember that this week's hashtag is hashtag E2M 21 days. For the next 21 days, we want to post in the group, and we want to make sure that we keep the energy high and sharing and posting like we're supposed to. That is part of the process, man. It's just one of the wonderful things that you can do to make sure that you are engaged and you continue on your journey. So without further ado, bringing on the couple, none other than Neil and Crystal. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey.
Good, very good.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us.
Hey, man, glad you guys accepted my invitation because that don't always happen. And I want to go on a rant real quick. People be coming at me like, hey, you should get. And I be asking people, but they don't be saying yes. So thank y'all for saying yes.
Yeah, that's a family motto. Say yes and figure out how to make it work. So
I think we might be related. Good stuff. Well, listen, I'm not going to waste any time, man. I want you guys to tell me. I know you both are on the journey, and I'll let both of you speak to this. What was your fitness journey prior to E2M, and then how you found E2M? And Crystal, you can go first, and we can just kind of flip flop, or however y'all want to do it. I'll leave it at y'all.
I'm glad you let me go first because I started it. No.
Good.
So I'm teasing. Well, I actually before kids I was active. With kids I was all over the place, and then actually when I had our fourth child, I ended up having health issues that were pretty severe, and at one point I was in a walker and it was pretty bad, and I ended up learning a lot about myself, a lot about nutrition, and a lot about foods I need to get rid of. So in 2014, I got rid of gluten and dairy, and it completely changed my life. And Neil was like, so he wasn't on board yet. It took a while, but we both flip-flopped. We both worked out. I tried to eat a lot healthier, and slowly we kind of like teeter-tottered until we were converging into the same place, and that's where we found E2M.
Wow.
We got more consistent. It kind of kept us consistent when he was a yo-yoer and I wasn't a workouter. Like I didn't really want to do all the workouts. I was fine eating the foods, but I didn't want to be consistent with workouts.
I think Crystal's always had the mentality to eat healthy, just because of all the things that she dealt with. But the exercise and working out part wasn't really there. And a lot of that is just time, right? And she's raising 4 kids and just really busy.
Excuses. Now I
have some
know.
excuses.
Now I know it's excuses, but it felt like it was impossible.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Neil, I mean, you know, she had the food together. What was that process like for you, you know, with
So
putting the two together in your journey, your aspect of it?
yeah, I've always been pretty active, played a lot of sports in high school. You know, I was in the military. I worked out, ran a lot when I was in my early 20s. Fitness was always important to me. But it always seemed like, so I'm the type of person that is um, intense in everything that I do. So I can get, you know, when I start something, it's 100% all the time. And that kept holding me back, right? Because I'd get a little ways and then I'd have an injury or something bad would happen. There would be some type of setback, or just from the constant go, 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 I'd get burnt out over time and that kind of motivation would wane and I didn't really have the discipline to stick with it. So, you know, like Crystal said, yo-yo, I mean, my weight has fluctuated greatly from when I was in my late teens. You know, I had to lose a bunch of weight to join the military and got in really good shape. Then in my late 30s, my late 20s, I actually had an injury and ended up having my spine fused. So that brought with it a lot of other things, and I think a lot of people probably saw the post I put up that, you know, talked about my addiction journey and those things, and that kind of started with some of that back pain and that kind of thing. So spent a lot of years dealing with that. You know, just kind of fell off the wagon completely. After that, I kind of got back into working out again. At that point, I was probably over 300 pounds. I lost weight, kind of started doing CrossFit some, but every time I would start something, I'd have a little bit of success with it. But it was always on my own. Like I've always been workout on my own kind of person, make my own workouts, my own meals. And so that accountability wasn't there. And I think that's a big reason that over time that I burned out. And so
Because I was not working out. Like
Yeah.
I didn't care. Like I was doing my own thing, eating right, but definitely not. It wasn't a motivating thing, and I didn't really realize how important it was to him until when I jumped into E2M. He said I'm in too, and I don't miss a day working out. Like there's rarely that I miss a day, but our schedules are so different. I'm a morning 5:30 a.m. I'm doing that workout. He can't, well, I'll just say he can't move very well until after 10. And so he has to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, you know, when I was doing the CrossFit, I ended up having to have a total knee replacement. So I got a total knee replacement on my right knee. And I hate to even like say, oh, I have all these, because it's not something I use as an excuse. You know, it's not something I want to be like, but I mean, it is a daily thing that I have to deal with for, you know, the aches and the pains. And honestly, when I see all these people doing these circuits, I'm like, man, that is impressive. Like I can go to the gym and lift weights because I know what I can do, and I do what I can do with great focus and effort and intensity. But if I had to do a circuit, I think I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, it's just, my body just is not ready to do that.
I wrote Nicole and said, can you do like a yoga? Because he needs yoga for somebody with knee issues and back issues. So hopefully
Right.
Nicole, throw that out there.
I love it. I love it.
He
So
needs
Crystal,
that.
how did you actually find E2M, Crystal? Like that, I'm interested since you started that. Like what was the thing that discovery aspect?
So I'll do a couple shout outs, but Christy Adams is in here and Heather Human. And Christy actually is an older friend, and we worked out together, but we never were consistent together. Both of us would have Life Train happen. And she said, girl, I've never been consistent like this. And I watched her for a year, and she was, and I was like, there must be something to that. And then I had another friend, Heather Human, who she's a rock star in here. and I know everybody who's watching probably has seen a post from her, but she is the epitome of consistency. And we met through like a church thing, just talking and then networking. And she said, "Hey, I have one spot in my accountability group because we keep it real tight." And I was like, don't you don't have to ask me twice. I'm in. And so that accountability group has been critical. And the minute she said, "Hey, do you want to join? I only have this one more spot and it opens next week." I'm like, "I'm in." And we bought the meal plans. We just dove all in, and he can eat the same thing every single meal.
I try to be as boring as possible. That's what
I
makes me.
cannot do that. So I need E2M meals. I need a little bit of variation. And that group also helps because we give ideas to each other. But that's how I found it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Hey,
Yeah, I really think we're brothers, man, because like I can eat the same thing every day as well. What was you about to say? Sorry to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, and it's funny how it came. We when we started E2M. So back in like March of 23, I started working out again. I kind of felt like I was at a point where I was tired of being out of shape. I put on a lot more weight, and so from like March until August, I was working out consistently, but terribly inconsistent with my diet, and so my results were just felt like I was beating my head against the wall. I was working hard, and I'm not seeing any changes. And so
Beer on the weekend. I'm just saying, like weekends or
yeah, weekends,
night times, like night times
Oh.
he would eat.
All right, come on now, I brought you on. Good.
Be
Come on now.
honest. Be honest. You are. I love you.
I love it. I love it
But
so
she's
much.
right. Like I just had bad habits where I was eating late at night because I'm kind of a night owl and I would snack at night. And so I would do good during the week, destroy it all during the weekends. And then on Monday, it'd be like, "Oh, I'm changing this week. I'm not doing that anymore." And it didn't stick. And I actually went to a church camp. I was a chaperone at a church summer camp. And one of the guys there, I had gotten in a little better shape. I was talking with him about it, and he was a firefighter. And he said, "Man, we do E2M in our firehouse. That's actually what we do." And I was like, "E2M? I've heard Crystal and Christy talk about it. I know it's just for girls." Like is that really? I mean, I hadn't looked into it all, right? But so he told me he didn't. I was like, "Okay, well, let me check this out." And that was like maybe the beginning of August, and then the next round was starting like the end of August.
Yeah, okay.
And Crystal came on one day and said, "Hey, why don't we do E2M?" And I said, "Awesome, let's do it." And man, it has just been absolutely exactly what I needed because of the accountability. I mean, obviously having us together helps a lot. But the group and feeling like,
It's so positive. Like
Yeah.
I've been in other groups. The negativity always will just bring you down, but the positivity in this group is top notch. And I love to cheer people on and see and like posts and just see the journeys and see the mess ups and people jump right back on. And that's just real life. And so it's just so relatable. And I think we are not perfect. Like things happen and we just jump right back on the next day and it's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and for me, the first time I posted, I was terrified because when I looked in the group, I was like, "Wait a minute, there are people in here that I went to high school with. There are people in this group that my kids go to school with. There are people in my church that are in this group, and like I'm going to put myself out there like that is terrifying." And but I said, what I've been doing hasn't been working, so I need to be coachable. And that's what Coach Jeff says. Hey, you need to be posting, be in the group, be doing that. And so I started, posting a little bit here and there, and just the positivity and the feedback, and after a few posts, that fear was completely gone when you see just how kind people are, how they cheer for you. And then you see how powerful that is. And for me, that just has become a part of my daily habits that I have to do. Like, fast, I eat my water, I eat my meals, I get my workout in, and I post in the group. Like I'm very habitual. So that has become just part of that ingrained habit that helps me every day to be accountable. And man, that's just been so powerful for me to make some drastic transformations from when I started to where I am now in a shorter span of time than I had been trying on my own, and not making any progress. So
it helps that we're both type A, and we're both firstborn. I don't know how we work, but also when he sees me get up and I did my legs already, he can't not do his legs. So it is a we're going to race to get our seatbelts on. Like we're just competitive in general.
Yeah. Sometimes I try to beat her. So we have our, messenger accountability group that's smaller. We try to post. Who's first to post?
You got to make it fun.
I love it. I love it. And I love that you guys feed off each other. And I always like to do this part. It shows, man, because we're gonna throw these before and afters up here. Boom. It shows. Look at that hard work, y'all. Look at that. Look at the flex. Look at that. Who is the guy on the left? Like, is that your uncle? Like, who is that guy?
Listen, I want to say this too about that picture. I said earlier in my 20s, I was in shape. I've never had an ab show through in my life. Maybe one time when I was like 22.
Like a top ab.
Yeah, like one top ab. I mean, I didn't even think that was possible,
Yeah,
but man, just the consistency and watching you, Dawain, like your show prep and getting, I mean, that was just so impressive, man. It's so inspiring. And like, man, that is that dedication and that discipline, just respect that so much. That's so awesome. And so, I mean, I turned 46 next month, and to think I got my first set of abs at 46, that's pretty.
Yeah, man. That's amazing. Look, even the dog's impressed. You see the dog in the bottom?
Yeah, I had to shut him outside the door too. He doesn't leave my side.
These are amazing results, man. And I am just super grateful for you guys to take time out to jump on late notice, by the way. I'm gonna throw that out there, y'all. I hit up Neil today. I was like, hey, bro, you available? And we was able to make it happen, man. So as we get ready to close, because we try to keep these around 15 minutes, any words of encouragement, anything you want to tell the folks as we get out of here that you want to leave with them? I'll let you both have whatever you want to say right here.
Well, Neil gave some words of wisdom to me, and we try to teach our kids this, like, you're accountable for you, like you got to take that accountability. And we hear a lot about like having equality or equal, but here the only space, there's no room for that. Like you can look at every person in the world and they have to take responsibility for who they are and what they put in their mouth and how they move. And everybody has issues. I have all kinds of like autoimmune issues and stuff, but I don't have it. Like they don't have me, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to let them have me. I'm going to make those choices, and that's here. And so if this group, if you don't listen, if you have trouble here, listen in the group. That's my words of wisdom, is listen to that mental side, because that's where the breakthroughs will come.
Absolutely. Neil, you good?
Yeah, I have all these kind of little, motivational sayings stuck in my head. I've listened to so much of that over the years and, from different people, but, some of the things that I kind of repeat to myself is, if you don't sacrifice for what you won't be sacrificed. And I think about that a lot. And then the other thing that helps me on hard days, because I truly believe that those days when you don't want to work out and you do, that's when you make the biggest gain, right? You stretch the most. And so I read one time about the rule of three. As an Olympic athlete, it talked about a third of the time you're going to feel great, a third of the time you're going to feel okay, and a third of the time you're going to feel like crap. And so on those days where I feel really bad, I just think, okay, I'm just in one of those thirds. The other days are right around the bend. And so that helps me get through those hard days, so kind of a way to look at those tough days.
Good stuff, man. Listen, I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm going to pull you off the screen as I close this out. Thank you again. All right, gang. That was another Transformation Tuesday, man. We are super excited about these Transformation Tuesdays, and I see in the comment section you guys are loving it. Big shout out to y'all for checking it out. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you didn't catch it, if you caught the replay, drop replay in the comment section, man. It just helps people see this more often. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go now. As soon as I hang up, go now to YouTube, type E2N Fitness and subscribe, man. We got a lot of awesome things there. So, all right, y'all have a great night. Till next time, we're out of here.